if you are in a win now window in Dynasty, Zach and I are going to be giving you some players that you should be targeting in trades to help you take your team to the next level, to get that championship, okay? So, Zach, who's your first player on your list?
Yeah, that's right. My first win now trade target is Darren Waller. And I'm always trying to find players that I think you could get at a good value based off what happened, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I think you get him at a cheap price considering what happened last year. Missed 7 games due to injury in 2021. He finished as the tight end 17. Anyone who has him in a dynasty league right now is disappointed. Now is your chance to kind of come in, make an offer. He's 29 years old. For whatever reason, in dynasty, if someone turns 29, everyone's like, "Oh, this dude's dead. He's officially." You think about tight ends. Tight ends can produce, into their early 30s, 33, 34. I personally think he has around 2 to 4 years left of top 5 tight end production. He is very talented. Still has 2 years on the contract, guaranteed, connected to Derek Carr. I believe Derek Carr stays in Vegas.
Yes.
And he finished top 8 in targets this year, despite missing 7 games. In fact, if you take his average targets per game in 2021, and you extrapolate that across the entire season, he would have finished with 153 targets, tied for first.
Right.
So it's not as if he was uninvolved in the offense or the offense changed. No, it's just he was injured. But since 2019, he's literally done nothing except for produce elite numbers every year, averaging 84 receptions per year since 2019. And every year, like I said, there are players who are very valuable who have left bad taste in people's mouth. I think about last year, Joe Mixon is a great example.
Absolutely.
Talented player. If you bet on him going into this year, you were well rewarded. And I don't think it's going to take any more than a late first round pick, the 1.09 and above, to get Darren Waller. So if you're in a win now window, that tight end position can be such a position of advantage for you if you have an elite guy there. So if that's all you're missing, go get Darren Waller for a late first, and he could put you over the top. Who's your first win now trade target?
My first win now trade target is Justin Fields, and this may be a little bit pricey, but let me tell you why. Look, Justin Fields, he is the player. He is that guy, okay, in Chicago. The talent is like no other, in my opinion. You've been following us in our other channel. Look, I've been saying that Justin Fields, in my opinion, is going to be the most talented quarterback coming out of the 2021 draft. And I still stand by that, and for one reason only, his pure talent. He is talented, and I think that's enough to say. Okay, yes, you could probably throw his football IQ, but he's an all-around quarterback. He's accurate. He has ability to run, and that's deadly for fantasy. You can win your weeks and blow out people with Lamar Jackson numbers, and I think that's what he can put up, Justin Fields, in my personal opinion. Number 2, the Bears organization. Okay, I understand you're probably in question. Oh, but hey, Matt Nagy, what's happening? He's gone. Yeah. Okay, there's nothing else. There's a fresh reset for Justin Fields. They're going to build around Justin Fields and this organization. Okay, look, let's not forget the talent that's around him. Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, David Montgomery. Yes, Allen Robinson is there at the moment, but I do believe he's going to be gone. But if he does stay, I think that's a plus. So if you watch our latest video of wide receivers that you should trade for, we kind of spoke about that a little bit. Look, a fair price, in my opinion, it has to be. It's only a first. It has to be a 1-on-1 or that's it. I feel like. And let's just say you don't have a first or you don't have
maybe multiple firsts then, but
yeah. Look, I think of packages. Once again, I always like to think of packages, and I'm going to give you some players that I'm willing to trade for because their uncertainty of the next year and their uncertainty of like, are they going to come back? Are they going to go to another team? Are they going to produce? Can they produce? My first trade will be a first or a second Aaron Rodgers for Justin Fields. And I actually want to know your opinion because Aaron Rodgers is still in question. We don't know what's going to happen with him. If he does come back to Green Bay, then maybe I'll keep Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers probably only has 2 more years, I think, in the tank.
I think the issue, though, if I'm in a win now, I'm probably sticking with Rodgers. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, if I'm in a win now, I'm like, I know what Rodgers is. But I can see it if you're in a hybrid.
Another first or second for Gallup. First and second and Michael Gallup for Justin Fields if people
do that
a wide receiver. And obviously a first and for like a Myles Gaskin-ish type player, in my opinion, for Justin Fields. These are all hypothetical. Obviously, you go based on the person that you're trying to trade with. But Justin Fields, I think, is a high commodity right now, and I think you should get him.
I like it. I mean, we've seen flashes of Justin Fields last year. In multiple starts, he was over 20 points per game, was putting up 80 to 100 yards on the ground. So you can see the production is there. And if
Absolutely.
he can just stay healthy and start, I do think there's a top 12 season upcoming for him. I've got another quarterback for you, Kirk Cousins. I'm just being honest, I think this is maybe a more realistic win now trade.
You like
Fields
that?
is going to be hard to get. But reasons why, look, in most dynasty leagues, they're super flex. So I personally believe you have to have 2 top 12 quarterbacks to win a championship in dynasty.
Yeah.
If it's a super flex league. Okay. It's highly unlikely that you win a championship without that. In the last 2 years, he has finished as a top 11 quarterback in both years. Proven production, only 33 years old, which isn't too bad. I still think there's 3 to 5 years of good production left, connected to elite weapons in Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen. And when you have elite weapons, it's way easier to produce big fantasy numbers because they do a lot of the work for you. And number 4, the price is good with the uncertainty in this offseason. I mean, there is some uncertainty of if he'll be back in Minnesota, if Minnesota wants him back.
I think he'll come back.
Let me ask you this question. How could the Vikings realistically upgrade from Kirk right now?
Yeah. And
how is that possible?
we spoke about it. I was like, you either stick with Kirk Cousins. If not, you're going to take a step to the side. You're going to downgrade, or you can go for one of these big guys. Let's say Aaron Rodgers. Let's say Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson.
It's not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. And you think about this team. This team is built right now. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson is really the only futuristic piece on this team. So they need to win right now. I don't think they're going to find a better quarterback than Kirk. But the good thing about this uncertainty is that it opens up a window, a buying window, if you will, where his price maybe drops a little bit. I think you can get Kirk for an early second rounder this year in 2022. I think the 2.03, anywhere above that, even from the second round above, I think you can get Kirk Cousins. So if that's the missing piece for you, go pull off the trade and make it happen.
I love it. I love Kirk Cousins, and I think we both agree that he's not going to go anywhere. They shouldn't go anywhere, or he shouldn't go anywhere. And I just like his production. Look, my last and final player that you should go and grab right now is Cam Akers. He's 22 years old. And look, there's 2 reasons. His situation and opportunity. Okay, his situation, he's on one of the best offenses in the National Football League. Matthew Stafford, Roberto Woods, Cooper Kupp. Sean McVay, one of the best offense or head coaches mindsets ever. Okay, his situation, his opportunity. We saw the glints of opportunity at the end of the season of 2020, and then we saw what Darrell Henderson came and did in 2021. He was going off. Okay, he was being utilized in the red zone. He was getting all the opportunity he possibly can. Darrell Henderson was a top 12 running back for early part of the season.
Pretty much until the last 4 games.
And then he got hurt.
And
then he got hurt. And then that's when Sony came in. But with Cam Akers is his youth and power. I believe Cam can finish as the top 12 running back in the 2022 season if everything goes well. And you're probably wondering about, that torn Achilles and that injury. That's the biggest question everyone is thinking about. He's back already. He played in the last game of the season, and he's going to hopefully play in the playoffs, which we're recording this before the game. So hopefully we get to see him play right now in this playoff.
I was going to say that last game of the season, I think he averaged 1 yard per carry.
Yeah, and that was, he was getting eased in. So look, I think he's hopefully going to be utilized against the Cardinals. We're going to see how he does in the playoffs.
I'm a little bit worried about the Achilles, to be honest. I'm a little bit worried. It's pretty 50-50 players recovering from that.
Yeah, 100%. It is pretty 50-50, but I'm willing to take a chance because you actually have the opportunity to see him play. So if you see him play, let's say he does performance, not probably because of his performance, probably because maybe he's limited. Maybe he's still not ready. Maybe he just needs some time. But look, if you want, take the chance. And this is where you come in with the trade for that other person. Hey, what's a fair price for Cam Akers? In my opinion, I think it's a late 2022 first. Get a package, 2022 first and Irv Smith, for example. Maybe do a early or mid 2022 second, and maybe you can go a little bit bigger with somebody like a Miles Sanders. Let me ask you that question: do you want Miles Sanders or Cam Akers? Miles Sanders is 24
I would say
years
Cam
old.
Akers. Yeah. He's younger. I don't love Miles Sanders, the offense that he's connected to. He's never going to be the priority. So, but man, that Achilles injury is tough.
It is tough. It is tough. And look, I could have researched and tell you all these players that came back from it and have performed, or maybe the players that didn't come back from it. But every situation is different. Every player is different. And I think Cam Akers is different. And I think, once again, we've never had this opportunity to see him tear the ACL and then come play in the season.
Achilles, but
Achilles, sorry. And then come play in the season.
And then come back to season.
Yeah, like we have the opportunity to see that now. So I'm excited.
All right. I think it's a risky one, but I'm down with it if it's the missing piece for you to win the championship. That's what we're trying to help you guys do, win championships. Comment down below if you guys have any questions. Good luck this year.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.